2, 1. Waiting on confirmation. There we go. Hi, everyone. Me and Michael are back. We are doing the final 8 lists of the Battle of Britain. And we are going to go straight into it. All the disclaimers still count. We might like your list. We might shit on your list. We're just two guys on the internet. Don't shoot the messengers. Yeah, link to the lists and to the Battle of Britain pack in the description here. So, Michael, last time we had a lot of very, very strong British lists.
And Russian.
Let's see, and Russian as well. Yeah.
We actually, I only think we had Russian and British, didn't we? And one Canadian, but that's probably
one Canadian and a Japanese.
British too. Yeah, one Japanese. So
well, today we're going to see a little bit more of difference, but let's go. We're going to start with Richard C, and Richard is one of the WCC players. So we should take notice here because he's a really good player. He's got 17 order dice, 1250 points. British Reinforced Platoon, 2nd Lieutenant, inexperienced. Gurkha Perez, and he's got 8-man units. 2 of those, 1 submachine gun in them. 3 artillery observer with an extra man. Regular medium mortar with a spotter. We're seeing a lot of these regular medium mortars with spotters.
Yeah.
A lot more than we do in Denmark.
Yeah.
Flamethrower team, regular. The Darker Jeep with the twin MGs. And a Jeep for the flamethrower, and a Darker Steward. 2nd platoon, another lieutenant, 6-man Gurkhas, not the paratroopers. No, it's a 7-man Gurkhas, not the paratroopers, and the 7-man paratrooper Gurkhas as well. So I guess he needed to save a few points somewhere.
Yeah.
Canadian engineers with a flamethrower, 3 submachine guns. Up and Adam, of course. Another medium mortar with a spotter. Armored Harrington, I am not a fan of this, but there you go. It's got 2 MMGs and 7+ close topped. India patent, yeah, it's got a lot of different stuff. I just don't like it. I even hate the look of the car. An India patent armored carrier, which is a wheeled version of the universal carrier, basically. It's got the pintle LMG and forward-facing LMG, and a Steward Darker.
So many shots in this
list. Now, some of my viewers ask me sometimes, why am I always giving lists 3s or 3.5s? I don't. But that is just a typical list you will see at tournaments. For me, this is 4 or more. So this could be a version of a 5 list. It's got all the assault elements, and it's got all the support for those assault elements. It's got the Darker Jeeps, it's got the mortars as well, so it's got HE, it's got the recce vehicles. It's even got engineers in a very nice transport. This can split fire as well. It's got 7+, so it's armored. For me, this could very well be a 5 list.
Yeah,
this is how it looks, people.
This is a top 3 list. Unless
easily
he can face a really good player like himself, and he can go both ways, because the list is important. I still think the player is the most important, but this is definitely a list that is in the medals on the podium, no doubt.
Yeah,
it's a horrible list to face. It has everything.
It does. It really does.
Yeah.
I mean, there are so few weaknesses here that you can exploit. It's even got 2 flamethrowers, one in the India pattern and one in the Jeep here.
Yeah.
And both of them are fast because you can move that Jeep. It's wheeled. It's very small. You can move it up.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. This is a terrifying list.
It is. It is.
Really
It is
terrifying.
really, really well built. 17 order dice. I mean,
To everyone
it.
going to the Battle of Britain, this is the list that you're going to have to beat if you want to win.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Um,
agree. I
that
agree.
that and it's also the player you're going to have to beat. So yeah.
Um, it
So
it's and it has so many shots. It's going to shred everything.
yes,
It can hurt vehicles. I mean, yeah. It has everything. It has
like
everything.
go back and watch our last video. That Japanese list, Japanese horde. This list absolutely cuts that to pieces.
It does.
And we were
It does.
fans of that Japanese list. It was a
Yeah.
really good list, but this
Yeah.
one would absolutely shred it.
Yeah. He will have to get extremely lucky in the assaults
Mm.
to win. It happens. It happens. But
It does, but not often.
no, no, no.
Right. So, Richard, that is one good list, and we are predicting great things from you.
Yeah.
And then we have the other Richard, who is bringing Germany. 19 order dice,
Ooh.
12, 20. I don't understand where the last 30 points are. Maybe they're in a special platoon somewhere at the bottom because of easy arming. I can't see it.
No.
Anyways, it's Luftwaffe Defense Force.
Hmm.
I love this because this means that people are bringing weird lists. This is a theater platoon where you can basically always choose to be the defender if there is a Tagger defender in the mission. And if you are the defender, you can deploy deployables. Basically, you can deploy 60 inches of barbed wire in front of your position. So you can just sit back behind the barbed wire and just shoot the enemy to bits. Now, in a dual platoon, that is almost unbeatable in some missions. In a single platoon, though, well, I'm not sure.
No, it's kind of missing some defense.
It's kind of missing some defense and some offense, and it's never really good at offense anyway.
No.
So it's got the Luftwaffe inexperienced lieutenant with an extra man. It's got the defense squad, Luftwaffe defense squads with LMGs, and you can already see here that this player is messing around with fun because the LMG is not worth it, and I'm missing some Panzerfausts or something somewhere.
Yeah.
An inexperienced medic, which is kind of unique.
Very.
A single pioneer unit. I think you can only take one with the Luftwaffe Defense Force. Regulars. And then Luftwaffe field divisions. Here comes the men with the Panzerfausts. They are green. They've got LMGs, submachine guns, all the trimmings, and double Panzerfausts.
But
And he's got
inexperienced.
one, yeah, two. They're green. 1, 2. He's got 3 of those. I would never buy this much gear for inexperienced dudes.
No.
Even if they're
But
green. Even if they're green, I wouldn't.
I mean, it doesn't matter if you get to shoot off your Panzerfaust. You
No,
almost always shooting on 5 or 6 for your first shot because
no,
of movement, inexperience, maybe long
no,
range. Now you're at a 6,
no,
and your Panzerfaust ain't gonna hit.
no, they're not. They're not. And then finally, he's got an even larger unit of Luftwaffe Field Division mounted on bicycles because why not?
Hey, bicycles can be used as tank blockers. It's not that
They
bad.
can. They absolutely can. And then he's got 3 medium machine gun teams. I actually like these, although I think he should buy them inexperienced, just because that will save him points, and
Yeah,
he could automatically hand out pins because of
yeah,
how the pack for Battle of Britain is set up.
I agree.
Um, so that is really good. That is
Uh,
3 automatic pins, a possibility of 6 pins. So yeah, really good.
and
Uh,
before the people who knows me yells at me that you don't like machine gun teams. No, hell no, I don't. But in this setup, they're amazing.
they're amazing in this setup. A heavy mortar team with a spotter, a flak zwilling, of course you do, of course.
Of course, you have
Yes,
to
my
do it.
pretty. A light howitzer, and 2 Turmstellungs with MMGs, and a couple of trucks. What do we
Yeah.
think?
No,
Yeah,
no.
no, I don't
I
know.
don't know what they ruled for barbed wire in this game.
No,
we know?
me neither. I don't actually know, but that will be very important because depending on how you interpret barbed wire, um, you can remove it by driving across, like running your tank over it, or you can't remove it, and
Yeah,
that really makes a huge difference in how
it
much you
does.
can lock down a table
Yeah,
with this.
you can totally lock it down, because if they play by the way some people understand it, where you have to go up there, go down for one turn, basically to get past it, your guys are just going to get screwed.
Yeah.
But if you can run over a tank and it removes it, that kind of makes it still good, because you can't run a tank over everywhere, so you know exactly where they're coming through.
Mm.
But at least you're able to play against it with the rules where basically it's indestructible. Yeah, it's very hard to play against this list because of that barbed wire. He can basically close off the whole table.
Yeah.
But as Bo said at the beginning, with a single squad, I just don't think you have enough support from behind.
No. What really makes the Luftwaffe Defense Force great is the flak Zwillings, and you really need two of those to effectively lock down a table.
Yeah,
So for me, it just lacks that punch in the artillery department here.
yeah.
So depending on missions, in some missions this will be unbeatable. Some armies against this will simply just melt away.
Oh, they will.
And in other missions, you can't win. You have no way of winning.
No,
So
it'll do a lot of drawing.
it will. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, in anything where it can lock down with barbed wire the objectives, it's going to be very hard to get there, depending on the rules.
Mm.
In double envelopment, you're going to have a hard time killing anything, because you have to get to him, and it's very hard with
It's
his
really hard to
defense.
get across.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I think he's going to draw a lot.
I think so too. Then we
Uh,
have Rob Jones with his Soviets here. He's bringing 16 ordinized Soviets. And it is the Silo Heights. So the first time we're seeing Silo Heights, which was a
yeah,
surprise to me.
yeah, me
That was
too.
really a surprise. Inexperienced lieutenant, SMG squad, 10 men with SMGs and anti-tank grenades. 2 of those, really strong, but they're just regulars. Then LMG squads with light machine gun and 7 rifles. 2 of those. 3 rifle squad, flamethrower team, regular, with the Rocks 2, which means it's a single or dual use. I can't remember one of them. 3 anti-tank rifles. I don't get that, but okay. Medium mortar with a spotter again.
I don't think you can take dog teams in.
No, you can't. Not in Silo Heights. But
No.
I still don't. I still don't get the anti-tank rifle teams. I would much rather have anti-tank hunters with
Yeah.
Panzerfausts.
Yeah.
Assist 3, a T-34/85. So that's the heavy anti-tank gun on a 9+ chassis, a Tokarev, and 2 trucks with MFGs. This is your list. What do you think?
I'm almost at the point where I'll say it's the worst Silo Heights list I've seen. Sorry, dude. I mean, in my book, it's lacking a lot. Again, I agree with you.
Where are all the engineers that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the 10-man SMG squads. You know what? I'm totally for it, Tank Hunter. That's fine, except we've seen so many British lists, and I faced this dude once in Denmark. His name is Bo, total asshole. Where I came with my big scout teams with SMGs, and I figured out that, oh, well, when he comes with his Gurkhas and he runs into you, 12 inches of firing reach is just not enough, and those squads are just going to disappear. So it's missing something. Regular infantry teams against all these British lists is not going to work. That's 300 wasted
Yeah.
points in my
they're,
book.
they're going to die, and
They
they're
are.
going to get pinned first.
Yeah.
I would put 2 pins on them and then simply charge them.
Yeah,
And we've seen so many units in this group here that can do that. There are
Yeah.
of course all the Gurkha units that can do that.
Yeah.
But we've also seen Japanese fanatics, large units of those, veteran
Yeah.
fanatics as well.
Yeah.
We've seen cavalry, all of that. If you pin those units and charge them, they're not going to get a chance to fight back. They're going
Yeah.
to die.
Yeah.
So for me, this is only a 3, and I was expecting it as soon as I saw CeeLo Heights. I was expecting a 4, but
Yeah.
it's not. It's
I
really not.
I would at any point always take a Steward and use my 100 points for something better. I do like his Tokarov because it can really hurt the men.
Yes.
He can give pins to the British units who didn't take up an Adam, which was most of them. He can really hurt him by doing that.
Yeah.
The ones where he's gonna face him where he doesn't even get defensive fire. No, his squad. This is sorry, but it is not a good built CeeLo Heights list in my book.
I do like the fact that he's got a heavy anti-tank gun.
0.22.
But it's on his T-34, but it's just one shot. And it's 235 points. We're seeing a lot of 9+ tanks in this meta here. So I like the fact that he has one of those, but it's too expensive.
It is
way too expensive.
And when the list so far, I think that it's been placed in the top actually did not have the 9 armored.
No. They didn't.
No.
None of the top lists that we've talked about so far have 9 armor plus.
No.
So, yeah. Rob,
Yeah.
good luck anyway.
Yeah.
And then we have Sean Ball. Sean, I've talked to and written with before. He is bringing 18 Ordinized Romanians. So he's taking a second lieutenant, 2 extra men to survive the preparatory bombardment, 2 combat pioneers with flamethrower, submachine gun, and then late war infantry, 2 of those with Panzerfausts, a cavalry section, horse-mounted cavalry, Romanian cavalry, which is not good with a Panzerfaust, motorized infantry with a Panzerfaust. They haven't got any special rules. They just get the Panzerfaust. A single MMG team, inexperienced, like this. That's the way to run it.
That is the way to run it.
An inexperienced medium mortar, finally.
Like it.
A medium howitzer with spotter. 3 medium howitzer with spotter because Romanians.
Mm-hmm.
A 222, lovely little armored car. Unfortunate that it's open topped, but you can't get it all. A T-38, which I have 2 of. They are nice. And 2 trucks. And then the German reinforcements is a Panzer III.
Nice.
So the light anti-tank gun and double MGs. It's the Daka. Panzer.
I like this list. I don't like that he put 2 extra models in. I would never, ever give up my small team. Never.
You wouldn't. I would.
No, never.
I would.
Never.
But
I mean, it might be sensible with Germans or Romanians. Sorry, but I'm Russian, so I get a reroll if I only have my lieutenant left on bombardment. But small team is so important when they shoot at you with 18 shots. That by you going down or behind the hard cover, that it's a 7 instead of a 6 when a steward shoots at you will make your lieutenant survive. 18 shots on 6s, inexperienced, you die.
True.
So I would never put 2
For me,
in.
the main problem with this list I have is the cavalry section, which is Romanian cavalry. I don't understand why anyone would buy Romanian cavalry because you can't charge.
Well,
I like the other bits. The artillery section with medium mortar and 2 howitzers really good. The tank section with 3 tanks really good. Double Engineers and trucks, really good. So there are a lot of other good stuff, but the
Can
cavalry, I don't like it.
can his cavalry shoot the
Panzerfaust? No, I don't
the
think so.
Panzerfaust while on?
No, I think they're gonna have to get off the horse. But you can do that quite easily, so it's not a problem as such.
No,
You
but
just can't get
you
back on the
can't get
horse.
back on the horse, which
Yep.
makes it a problem. Because if they could shoot the Panzerfaust from the back of the horse, now that would be
Yeah,
awesome.
that would be cool. Yeah.
I don't think you mentioned that he spent 30 points on a veteran medic.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
That just seems like a waste to me. I
Yeah,
mean, I don't know. I've never run a medic, and if I
yeah. If you
remember
want cheap order
correctly,
dice, then just take some tractors for your artillery instead.
yeah, I think you could spend 30 points better.
Yeah, the medic is not going to save many men.
No, it's something where you have to roll a 6, right?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
And you want him to stay right behind your veterans or something like that.
Yeah, and the sniper is
doesn't-
going to
it
pick
doesn't
him
hap-
off and remove the
Yeah,
die.
and it doesn't
Yeah,
happen
no.
often. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Right. So
I mean,
that was Sean. Then we have Simon Brecken. Simon Brecken is also a friend of the channel here. Once did a very nice commission painting for me as well. And he is bringing 1246 again. Just that one SMG somewhere. 19 order dice. Soviets.
I like the top three. The top three armies I like, except a little small, but yeah, I like them.
Yeah. Junior lieutenant with an extra man, inexperienced Mongolian cavalry, double Mongolian cavalry, 6 men. Lovely units. These are really good skirmishes, possibly the best skirmishes in the game. I think they're better than Americans in many respects, because these guys can recce and they can still charge. I mean, they're just so good.
I would like to have been a little bit bigger with anti-tank.
Yes.
Especially when you know that armored platoons are legal.
Yeah. So maybe up to 8-man units with the anti-tank grenades?
Yeah, I would have done that. I would. Just because they are tank killers.
They are. And then we have 2 motorcycle squads. Again, he goes all out for the mobility of his army here. Scout squad, 5-man, submachine guns, 3 rifle squad, inexperienced heavy mortar team, sniper team, tank hunters. Here comes the tank hunters. You've been looking for these, haven't you?
Yeah, I love those.
3-man teams, 1 Panzerfaust, and rifles on everyone.
But they're regular. Why?
I don't know.
4-man teams, veteran, Panzerfaust, SMGs.
Nice.
Not this.
Yeah. And then he's got a 61K anti-aircraft gun. So that's 2 shots, thrust plus 3 pen. A Tokarev, a truck, and his second platoon is a junior lieutenant, inexperienced, 2 10-man rifle squads, Green and assist 3, and a Katusha.
John, I'm sorry, I am not a fan. I am not
Simon,
a fan.
Simon has gone all in on trying to make this survivable, I think. But do you see holes?
A lot. First of all, as we talked about the cavalry. Second, why spend 108 points on 6 men? Yeah, they have motorcycles. I mean, use them on scout teams. You can forward deploy. That's just as good as mobility.
Yeah.
So I would much rather do that. It doesn't even look like these motorcycles have recce or anything. So
they've got motorcycles. They cannot react by going down, but they can make an escape move. So they do have. They're more or less cavalry.
Yeah, that's an advantage. But
yeah, it is.
Yeah, I would still rather have my scout team. So even better, more anti-tank teams. He built a second unit, so he could actually have had 4 forward deployment anti-tank when there is armored platoons. So as soon as there's armored platoons, I really think you have to think a lot about the vehicle parks that you're gonna face. And when I start from the top here, the cavalry can't do anything against tanks. Mobile
Okay,
side squads can't do anything against tanks. The scouts can't do anything. The free squad can. The heavy mortar team can. Sniper team can't. His tank team, well, it's just too small, and you're
Yeah,
gonna
and
get
it's only got one
shredded.
Panzerfaust anyway, so it's
Yeah,
not really a threat. So
and you're
he's
gonna get shredded. I mean,
yeah.
they're just gonna run people up to you and kill you. You have 3 regular guys in there.
So he is really lacking some anti-tank
Yeah,
capability, isn't he? Yeah.
yeah. I do like his 37 millimeter anti tank gun with that can both shoot HE and direct. So I do love the truck, the overpowered 60.25 shot truck, which is crazy, but again, it's luckily easily to kill. I am kind of missing a Steward.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that would actually be more beneficial than the Katusha most of the time for this army, but
yeah, I do think so too.
yeah.
Katusha is good at keeping the board control, keeping the army spread. I just don't see any reason why they should spread. I mean, I would be more worried about the SIS-3 and his anti-air gun than his Katusha with my vehicles, and I would just press forward. I wouldn't fear anything, because if he shoots with his Panzerfaust on my Russian list, my Stewards will go poof and they will be away, so he can't reach me.
Yeah.
And then he has nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's missing some anti-tank capability, and
Yeah.
he picked the squads.
For me, I really like the escape moves on most of his infantry up here, but yeah, he is missing some anti-tank. You're
I
right.
love the mobility. Mobility is great, but
Yeah.
if you can't use the mobility to actually hurt your opponent, you're just running away. And that's what I think he's
I
going to
think
be
if he can
doing.
avoid the tank lists, the tank heavy lists in this pack, he might do well. So for me, this is a 3, maybe a 3.5. It's not a 4, even though it's got 19 order dice. What would you rank it as?
Yeah, I'm further down than you are. I'm at a, like 2.5. I don't think he's going to beat any of the British lists we have reviewed. I don't think he's going to beat the Japanese list we've reviewed. I think they're running him over, unfortunately. So, yeah.
Right. And then we have Simon Royston. And he brings Soviets. We've seen lots of Soviets in this list here.
Soviets has become so popular.
Yeah, I don't
What
know
happened?
why. They're not that great at all.
No,
Anyways,
not compared
18
to
order dice,
other nations.
1250, 18 order dice. Soviets, junior lieutenant, naval squad, 8-man tough fighters, naval squad, 8-man tough fighters. Free rifle squad, heavy mortar, NX, sniper team regular, flamethrower team regular, dog mines, 3-man team, NX. Darker Steward, Jeep, and another lieutenant with 2 extra men here, and another naval squad, tough fighter, mounted recon squad with a flamethrower and some machine guns, another NX heavy mortar team, another regular sniper, an M3 Lee, and a Bren carrier. Yeah, I like the inclusion of the Lee here. I really like the inclusion of the Lee, because that has something of what we've been talking about before, where you can shoot 2 targets at the same time.
Yeah.
One with your hull-mounted medium anti-tank gun, and one with your light anti-tank gun. And at the same time, you even got an MMG, which you can shoot at a 3rd target. So for me, that's really cool.
Yeah, that's a great tank.
It is a great tank. 220 though, so it's a little bit expensive, and it is vulnerable, easily catches fire, lots of stuff, but it is a great tank. What do we think about the list here?
Well, from my perspective, which is of course all I can say is I don't understand the naval squads, and I don't understand it because you are you're picking a nation, Russians, and then you're building a basically charging units that's meant to go into close combat. But when I look at the close combat,
I don't think they're meant to go into close combat.
Well, I mean, why would you give him tough fighter?
They're push units. The tough fighter is to threaten away enemy Gurkhas.
Yeah,
Because
you can't.
if I'm standing across from 8 veterans with tough fighter with my Gurkhas, I don't really want to charge.
Why? You
Because
have them. They only hit 4 rolls. They have to roll 5s too.
yeah, no, the math it becomes way more random. So for me, I think that they're just a threat to push away enemy assaulters. So becomes a skirmish slash push unit that you can push up, and if there's something easy that you can charge, then you charge it
But
and kill it. But if it's hard chargers, cavalry, Gurkhas, then it doesn't want to fight you in close
yeah,
combat,
but
especially if you're in area terrain.
but basically for that price, you can get again scouts with
Mm.
SMGs. You get the tough fighter for free, and you have twice as many shots.
Yeah, and that
I
might be a better choice. I agree. That might
I
be a
just
better
don't.
choice. But here
I
you have
don't.
the range.
Yeah, I no. Well, he has other stuff for range. He doesn't need
Mm.
his men to have it. Besides, he's on the middle of the board, so range is not that important for scouts.
Yep.
So and I remember when you charged my scouts, you didn't care that they were tough fighter and veterans.
No.
When you slaughtered them, and they're better than this.
Yeah.
So
But
I don't understand the inexperienced 3-man dog team. Again, I would never trade my small team away unless I beefed them up. If it was like Phil Mason where he's made them veterans, yes. But inexperienced, they get so much easier to hit for that one man.
yeah,
And if you get hit,
I would definitely rather find the last points and just make it 2 Dogmine teams.
yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
Love the Steward. Always loves the Steward.
Yeah, and for me, I really like the combination of the Steward with the Lee. That combination is really good. I also like the redundancy here. I like the fact that most of the infantry is veteran. They're very, very survivable, very tough. Yeah, they might not stand up to a charge of Gurkhas if the Gurkhas get the charge, but if they fight simultaneously, yeah, that would not end well for the Gurkhas.
No.
Sniper teams double up on those, flamethrowers everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't understand his mounted reconnaissance squad either, and the reason why I love them and I think they're awesome. But if I should use them, I would have 2 men with rifles because why pay the extra point if it's not to be left behind in the bin carrier to keep shooting?
Yeah, that I think is a mistake.
So that's
I
6
think it's
points out the window.
I think it's a worse mistake because one of these guys will not use his submachine gun. He will use his rifle or not because he's loading for the flamethrower.
Yeah, so you could actually save 9
you
points.
could save two submachine guns at least on this unit.
You could save all 3 because if you leave 2 behind, you have the flamer, the NCO, and the loader. Yeah. And that could have given you an extra dog team.
Could have
2 small teams.
Could have, yes.
Yeah.
So,
but I like the list. I will give it somewhere between 3.5 and 4. I think it's a good list.
For me, it's a 4 list. I think I'm a little bit more of a fan of the naval squads than you are. So it's a 4, but it's definitely not a 5 for me. There's no way this would make a 5 with that mistake of the. I think it's a mistake, and you obviously do as well, of that Dogmine team. Right.
That and the reconnaissance team. It's a lot of points that could have been used on a second small team. You have 4 dogs. They're small. They're harder to hit. Yeah.
Second to last list, which is Steve. Steve is also bringing Soviet Tractor Factory. So we're into the theater list territory here. 18 order dice, 1249. It's got inexperienced senior lieutenant, which I don't get that. Is that for the extra snap 2 maybe, or not sure?
I don't know neither.
People's Militia, 2 times of these large units. You can't get them for relatively cheap, so why not? A Commissar, which has the inspiring rhetoric, so they shoot better. I like that combo. Student officers, which are fanatic green, inexperienced again, they can also benefit from the Commissar. Student officers, again, inexperienced, fanatic green, people's militia, green. So all the infantry is green, all the
Mhm.
infantry, some of them are fanatics.
All this full strength.
All is full strength. They can all outflank if you want to, or they
Mhm.
can just stay near the commissar and just pound the enemy with all the rifles. And then, of course, the free tractor factory T-34, inexperienced tractor factory. Tank, love that. Medium machine gun team, inexperienced, yes. Sniper team, regular. Flamethrower team, regular. Medium mortars with a spotter, and two 61K anti-aircraft guns.
Nice.
Nice. And then two T-34s, inexperienced tractor factory tanks, a jeep for a flamethrower, and a truck for something.
I like this list. I really
This
do.
is good.
I mean, and the thing is that when you're playing the game, when you look at this list, you look at the T-34s and go, they're inexperienced. No,
Yeah.
that's useless. But when you play against him, I guarantee you're gonna forget they're inexperienced. He won't, but you will. So you're gonna run from him anyways.
Yeah.
Not remembering that they have an extra minus to shooting because
Yeah.
of inexperienced. And I think most players have tried to do this where they're looking at these huge amount of tanks and going, oh no, and forgetting it because it's easier to avoid getting hit by them.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I do really like this list. All the full strength, he can outflank because he get the extra roll because of full strength.
Yeah.
They're huge fanatics.
Yeah.
So basically, they don't care about flamethrowers, other than the fact they're still going to kill a lot of guys.
Mm.
Yeah, I like it. This is close to being the top Russian list in my book.
Yeah. For me, this is a 4.
I
I'm
agree.
still not a fan of these anti-aircraft guns, but they are going to be useful against Stuarts and the like. I would just have bought some more HE, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I like the reason why I like him in this list is
Mm,
because they're great backup for the T-34s, and he has
they are.
3 of them.
Yeah.
So even a 9 plus is
Yeah.
not going to go in and take 2 pins. The list we've seen with one tank, it's not going
Mm,
to go in and take the 2 pins because he can penetrate.
yeah.
And if he's within 36 inches, and you are almost always within 36 inches, if the guy presses forward,
Mm.
it's you get a pin on a 3, and 2 pins. You do not want 3 T-34s, even inexperienced, coming in your face
Driving
with a
at you
full.
with 2 pins. Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, you don't. So that's why I like him because it's built to support. I think
Yeah.
it's what I would do. The T-34s.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not only that, he can start shooting those pins and then use his mortar team afterwards.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
also took
This
the
is a
medium
really
machine
good
gun,
list.
so he can pin
Yeah.
men. I mean, I
Yeah.
like this list,
It's a really,
and
really good
and
list.
and I would the Frontnik commissioner.
Mm,
See, I like the other guy who just have inspiring rhetoric,
mm,
not the not no one step back. I don't like that because he shoots one and my squad ain't full strength anymore.
yeah.
So I much rather like the just having the guy, which he only costs 30 points, which only inspires because all your inexperienced squads shoots as regulars.
Yeah.
Look at this list with him behind. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. That is insane. But you're gonna have to be within range of his rhetoric,
Six
though.
inches,
Yeah.
6 inches. Yeah, but he
So
will.
there's going to be a lot of conga lining going on here.
Oh, there
Yeah.
is. They're gonna be standing out like a starfish around him, shooting in all
Yes.
directions.
Yes. Yes. They are. But
So
another cool thing is you can basically run your horde up behind the T-34s
yeah,
as a backup for the T-34s, and
yeah,
and you'll get hard cover.
yeah.
So this is a really good list. For me, this is a 4. It does have some obvious weaknesses, but
Oh,
it's
it
a
does.
really
It does.
strong.
But
Um,
it's if he's built it for the purpose that I see when I see the list, as I think it could be incorrect. I
Mm.
make lots of mistakes. We saw one at Zealand Open, a huge one, but I think this is a really good list because it's built kind of like a chess game. It's built
Yeah.
so every unit
Yeah.
is backing each other up, and I
Yeah.
love it. I
Yeah.
really do.
Yeah.
So I will give this 4.5, and I'm imagining if he can stay away from multi launchers.
Oh yeah, that's gonna
Yeah.
be a downfall if he gets
If
to
he
that.
can stay away or get the multi launchers taken out before they hurt him badly, I think this is a top 5 list. I like it. I really do.
Yeah.
I don't know the player, so
No,
but I like the
me
list.
neither. Then we have Tariq Mahmoud, who is bringing Finland. 16
Oh,
order dice, 1250 finish. So this is this is nice. It's nice seeing Finland again on the tabletop. We also saw them at Zealand Open. I really hope that they start winning tournaments again. So Tariq, go and get them. Second lieutenant, regular with an extra man. Of course you do, because you're Finns. Veteran sissies, 2 of these 8-man units. Perfect. Perfect for me. The free artillery or the artillery observer with an extra man, I'm not a fan of buying that, but I can see it because for Finns, sometimes you need to stop an enemy push towards you so that you have time to shoot them. So I can
yeah.
see the point of having him. Third sissy recon squad. I think 3 is what you need. Calcapachos, these are really fun to play, but they're so expensive. For me, I would rather take continuation war squads at this point, just to have some Panzerfausts. And he does bring 1 continuation war squad just for the double Panzerfaust here. Flamethrower, sniper team, of course, light howitzer, and a tankette because 3 tons, double MGs. Second platoon, another lieutenant, extra man, 2 continuation. Here comes the continuation. I asked for them. Here he gives them
You
to
did.
me.
Mhm.
Yeah, I get them. Yeah, so that's 6 Panzerfaust spread out across your front. That's good. That's really good. Double sniper team. Finnish snipers are just amazing, and double light howitzer with spotters. Yeah.
So Jesper, I hope you see this. You can build a competitive Finnish list.
Yes, you can.
Sorry,
You
Jesper, couldn't
can.
help it.
Michael's friend Jesper plays Finns in Denmark all the time, and he doesn't do well often with them. So, yeah,
I like this list.
it's a really good list.
Yeah,
The
I
only
like
thing that I don't like about it is the Calcapachos. I think they're overpriced.
Yeah, well, yeah, but you know what? I do like him in this list.
Okay.
He only brought 1,
Yeah.
yes, but like he is one of the few lists who is not going to draw against the German list that stands on the back line
Yeah. That's
because
true.
he's going to run right in behind his big cannon and take it out.
Yes, that's absolutely true. The Luftwaffe
Anybody
Defense
who
Force, you can run the Calcapachos down behind the cannon and
anybody
just
who
shoot them.
wants to stand down behind with their mortar teams and howitzers and everything, that one squad,
It's gonna
he's
come and kill you. Yeah.
if they don't stand and point to their back line and to the sides with 3 different units, he's going to come in and kill them.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
that one unit is doing so much board control.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
taking 3 units away from attacking him,
Mm.
or he will come in and kill everything on the back line.
Yeah.
I love it.
My one question is, and for me, this turns into a 3, maybe a 3.5, because my one caveat here is, are skirmish armies, and this is a skirmish army, maybe the best skirmish army we've seen, are skirmish armies good enough to win tournaments?
No.
And for me, that's an open question. It does lack something of the mobility, something of the punchiness that you see in other assault armies or cavalry armies or Soviet mixed bag armies. It lacks something of that I can attack here while I defend here. This is really good on the defense, really good on the playing the long game. But I just don't know that you can win tournaments with this skirmish
No,
army.
no, I don't think the Finnish will ever stack up against neither the British or the Soviets if the list is built as a competitive list.
Right.
They have too many tools compared to the Finnish. Unfortunately, it's one of the flaws in bold actions minor nations. It's very hard to make a list because they just don't have as many options. I mean, the Finnish have some awesome rules. The fact that you can run and go on ambush and stuff like that. But what is it going to help you if it's a steward coming towards you? Because guess what, your guys who can have the anti-tank can't do it. So that your sniper or your squads on ambush is not going to help you if tanks runs towards you.
But this list does have enough anti-tank capabilities. Does have the Panzerfaust. It's so.
But I just don't agree with you on that because I think Panzerfaust is a great weapon. It's a great backup weapon. But Panzerfaust, I don't. If you know what, we'll play a game. You can take out your stewards, and I will let every squad you have get 2 Panzerfaust for free on top of your 1,000 points, and I will come with an armored unit. You will never get within 12 inches of me. That's the problem. The 12 inches.
Getting to that.
You
that
cannot.
Point
It's if you don't have anything that can threaten them at range, you will never get close.
So
it's just not going to happen.
So Tarek, you can possibly hear that we both really want you to do well with this.
Yes.
There are some obvious problems with running Finns, mostly that you're skirmishing, but also that, for instance, your flamethrower team here is footslocking. It hasn't got a transport. So for me, that turns this into a 3. I really like the idea of putting a forward artillery observer into the list. I don't know that he's worth it, but I can see the point of doing that because you're delaying the game, meaning that you have longer time to skirmish, and that's what your army wants to do.
I think you wasted 10 points on the extra model because first of all, you're never going to put it in on bombardment and risk 100 points running away. If a sniper shoots you, it's still the artillery observer that's gone. So there's no reason to spend the 10 points.
I think it's just there to be the extra body, but you might as well use the point somewhere else. You're right.
Yeah. You have found what is it, 7 points more, and you could have had a jeep for your flamer, which would have made a huge difference.
Right.
Yeah.
So everyone, that was it. That was the lists for Battle of Britain. We are done with our list review. I hope you all enjoyed it. Michael, thank you again so much for joining me for this.
Welcome.
And good luck to everyone attending.
Yeah,
you want to say some final words?
I'm gonna root for the Finnish list. I hope he does well, mostly because I can then rub it in Jesper's face that he sucks.
Yeah.
Since he's always talking about the podio, he's never gonna get on. So, but yeah, there was a lot of great lists. I wish you all the best of luck. And I guess I'm when I'm not playing, I'm starting to become like a lot of other fools that I actually like the list that's a little special, not the competitive list. It's the other list that's fun.
Yeah.
The competitive lists are, I think Alistair put it, boring.
Yeah.
But good luck to all of you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Cheers.
Cheers.